Am I the a-hole for making my dad the only father of the bride when I have a stepfather too? 26F, am getting married soon, and I recently made a decision that has stirred up quite a bit of tension within my family. I decided that only my dad will be acknowledged as the father of the bride at my wedding, not my stepfather. Now my mom and stepfather are accusing me of being unfair and even cruel. And part of me wonders, am I? Let me give you some background. My parents divorced when I was 4 years old. I don't really remember much about their marriage falling apart, just that one day we were living in one home, and then we were living in two. After the split, my siblings, 28M, 30F, 31M, and I split time between both parents. It wasn't perfect, but we managed. My dad remained a constant, stable presence. He never badmouthed my mom, never missed birthdays or holidays, and most importantly, he never made us feel like pawns in some messy adult drama. Then came my mom's second marriage. She met my stepfather shortly after the divorce and married him when I was just 5. He moved into our home quickly, too quickly. There was no gentle introduction, no easing into things. One minute it was just mom's place, the next we had a stranger living with us full-time. From the start, he tried way too hard to play dad. It wasn't just offering help with homework or making us lunch. It was overwhelming, constant, invasive. He'd take us on errands, like grocery shopping or running around for his business, and act like these were bonding moments. But they felt more like force-field trips with someone we didn't ask to guide us. He'd ask personal, uncomfortable questions, like if we were really happy with our dad, or if we ever wished we had a different one. That kind of thing deeply confused me as a kid. I was incredibly shy, quiet, and sensitive. I didn't even know how to process that kind of question, let alone answer it. Worse, he got upset if we ate dinner with our dad before coming to my mom's house, because then he couldn't buy us a meal and have that experience with us. He once asked us to stop eating with our dad entirely, so he could have that first dinner feeling. He also had a habit of yanking pens or pencils out of our hands while we were doing homework, so he could show us how to do it, even when we didn't ask for help. More often than not, his advice was wrong and would just mess things up. There was one incident that really stuck with me. He found out my brothers had already gone fishing with my dad, and he got visibly upset that he wasn't there first for that activity. He tried to plan a trip with me and my sister, but we both hated fishing and didn't want to go. Still, he wouldn't let it go. It felt like a constant performance of, please pick me, but instead of earning love, it only made us retreat further. At his and my mom's wedding, he tried to make us all stand beside him like he was already our father. None of us wanted to. I remember the tight knot in my stomach that day, how my siblings quietly resisted, and how I simply stood back because I didn't know how to say no without being scolded or making things worse. Over time, he started to back off a little, but by then the damage was done. My mom, out of what I assume was guilt or love, pushed us harder to embrace him as a dad. She'd say things like, he's trying, or he loves you like his own. But that didn't change how he felt. The truth is, he never felt like a dad. He felt like someone trying to be one without actually building a relationship based on our comfort. I remember once, when I was around 10, he pulled me aside and said he'd never be able to have biological children and how he loved us so much that it hurt he'd never be called dad. He told me his parents died without grandchildren and that it broke his heart. As a kid, that was way too much pressure to put on me emotionally. I just stood there frozen, not knowing what to say. That moment really cemented the emotional manipulation I'd already been sensing. As I got older, I started pulling back even more. At one point, he flat out asked me why I loved my dad more. He'd hint at it constantly. My mom would side with him, saying I was being cold, ungrateful, that I wasn't giving him a fair chance. But the truth is I tried. I really did. He just didn't feel like my father. He always felt like someone trying to wear my dad's skin. By the time I was 16, I decided to stop going to my mom's house altogether. All of us did, one by one. We moved in full-time with our dad. Our relationship with Mom soured even more, especially after she made it clear that she thought we were punishing her by rejecting her husband. Years have passed. I've maintained some level of contact with my mom, but it's distant. My relationship with my stepfather is virtually non-existent. Still, when my siblings got married, the same issue came up. He offered to walk my sister down the aisle. She said no. My brothers didn't mention him at their weddings. My mom was hurt each time, but she kept quiet. Until now. Now that I'm the last to get married, I suppose she's feeling the pressure, or maybe she's clinging to the hope that things will be different with me. My stepfather told me he'd love to be one of the fathers of the bride, to be acknowledged in some meaningful way. My mom backed him up, saying this is his last chance to be honored like a dad. She told me that I've known him since I was 5, and even if I hate saying it, he has played a fatherly role in my life. She told me I was being unnecessarily cruel, that I should honor him alongside my dad, and that my refusal is going to hurt him more than my siblings ever did. That it costs nothing to be kind and inclusive. But the truth is, it does cost something. It costs me my truth. It costs me pretending for someone else's benefit. It costs me honoring a role he never truly had in my heart. I told her my decision is final. Only my dad will walk me down the aisle. Only my dad will get a father-daughter dance. Only my dad will be acknowledged as father of the bride. Because he is the only father I've ever had. Now my mom won't stop calling. She says I'm making a mistake I'll regret. But I don't feel regret. I feel peace. This is my wedding, my moment, and I won't let it be rewritten into someone else's fantasy. So, am I the whole?